12-day stand between Argentina and the start of the 2026 World Cup. And while the world waits to watch Messi in his final World Cup dance, Scaloni is praying that 2 of his players make it to June 16. Gonzalo Montiel with a grade 2 quadriceps tear, Nico Paz with a left knee injury, and the question nobody wants to ask out loud, what happens if they don't make it? Because this isn't new. Argentina's World Cup history is littered with these last-minute nightmares. Players who looked certain to make the squad and ended up watching from their couch, and a few who were never supposed to be there and ended up becoming legends. Let's start with the most epic of them all, Italy, 1990. Second match, Argentina versus the Soviet Union. Neri Pumpido collides with his own teammate, Julio Olarticoechea, and fractures his tibia and fibula. His World Cup is over. Bilardo makes an emergency call to Angel David Comiso, a goalkeeper who was sitting at home watching the tournament on television. And the man who replaced the replacement turned out to be Goicoechea, who saved 2 penalties in the quarterfinals, 2 in the semifinals, and almost carried Argentina to becoming world champions with a squad that never wanted him there in the first place. Pumpido's injury was the greatest tragedy and the greatest gift Argentina could have received at that tournament. Mexico 1986. Bilardo has Passarella in the squad. The Kaiser, 1978 champion, all-time great. You know what happened? A stomach virus. He missed the entire tournament while Maradona was doing what Maradona did. And there are those who say the captaincy battle between the two made Bilardo less than eager to push for Passarella's recovery. The official story says it was an illness. But in Argentina, there's always a parallel version of events that's more interesting than the official one. Russia 2018, 8 days before the opener against Iceland, Manuel Lanzini tears his ACL in training, gone. Sergio Romero, the first choice keeper, needs knee surgery days later, gone too. Sampioli brings in Nahuel Guzman for Romero and Enzo Perez for Lanzini. Enzo Perez, who had already been left out of the squad, who was literally packing his bags for a holiday, ends up starting in the round of 16 against France. That's football, brutal and beautiful in equal measure. Qatar 2022, Joaquin Correa played a friendly against UAE, scored a goal, and nobody spotted the warning signs hanging over him. Days later, a hamstring tear, out. Lo Celso, same story. In comes Thiago Almada, who was at the dentist when they rang and started screaming with joy the moment he answered. Angel Correa came through the back door and ended up celebrating a World Cup title. Football rewards those who are ready when the moment arrives, not those who assumed their place was guaranteed. And here we are, 2026. Montiel is carrying a grade 2 tear. Nico Paz, the youngest and most exciting player in the squad, the one Scaloni planned to use as his wild card the same way he used Mac Allister or Julian Alvarez at Qatar, still has knee issues. FIFA gives Argentina up to 24 hours before their debut to make changes. The clock is running. Scaloni said they're fine, they'll get there, but he also admitted it's difficult to arrive at 100%. What if Montiel doesn't make it? Capaldo and GI are waiting for the call. What if Paz drops out? There are names on the preliminary list of 55. Football doesn't wait for anyone, not even the world champions. What history tells us is this: last-minute casualties aren't always tragedies. Sometimes they're exactly the push that the player waiting in the shadows needs. Goicoechea knows it. Enzo Perez knows it. Thiago Almada knows it. The problem is that when you're the one who goes down, nobody consoles you with those stories. Ask Lanzini, ask Correa, ask Pumpido. The 2026 World Cup starts June 16, and Argentina still doesn't know for certain who they'll be starting with. Am I wrong to say that uncertainty is part of the appeal? Tell me below.